sensor soar in search of answers.
Flash! Bam! Alakazam!
Wonderful. Well, better late than never, I suppose. Fallout New Vegas is a game that had quite a few high expectations going into the project, and with good reason. You expect nothing less than quality from the RPG brain trust of Obsidian, coupled with the engine and resources from Fallout 3. So does Fallout New Vegas reach the high standards fans want, or is this another throwaway like the Brotherhood of Steel game for the Xbox? Let's find out.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name.
The story of New Vegas goes as follows. You've been shot in the head, found in a shallow grave, and dug up by a robot. After being patched up by a doctor, you create your character in a very unique manner that includes a personality test and an ink blot test. After that, you head out into the wasteland in search of the guy who killed you. Coming from Fallout 3's excellent way of opening things by me being literally born into the universe, it's a little disappointing that I don't really have any control over who the courier was before he got his head turned into a canoe. Granted, I still get the chance to determine who he is during gameplay, but this was a missed opportunity for sure. As stories go though, New Vegas is very well written, but not written in the same manner as other games. As we all know, traditional story structure is comprised of 3 acts, and usually gameplay starts with Act 2, with Act 1 essentially being given to you in a cutscene or something along those lines. Well, the pacing of Act 2 isn't that quick, so it encourages exploration, which is something I'll touch on later. What the writing excels at is giving the world a pulse. All the characters and dialogue are well written, and the plot ties together everything in the entire game with the huge struggle for power going on in the region between the NCR and Caesar's Legion. I can't go into too much detail without spoiling anything, but let me say that everything gets tied together nicely, and you'll find yourself satisfied with both the story, the plot, and the rich, living world that they're able to help create. Presentation-wise, New Vegas looks solid, but has a couple hiccups. The environments, like in Fallout 3, have an odd beauty to them. Now, the reason I say this is because nobody really expects a desert wasteland to be gorgeous, but Obsidian is capable of pulling it off. It's awesome to have a look across a wide expanse of terrain and see nothing for miles, or be in the middle of a sandstorm and have little visibility. Character armor designs, weapon designs, and non-humans also look excellent. Each of them is well detailed, but the hang-up comes with the NPCs. Is it just me, or do these folks vacation in the uncanny valley? A lot of them look like walking dolls and don't have much life to their faces. Now granted, this is a minor complaint, but I think it should be mentioned. It's almost like the younger the character is, the more plastic they look. Sound-wise, the sound effects are good, and the ambient music is probably the best the series has seen so far. Granted, that's partially due to the fact that a lot of Mark Morgan's old music from the other games is still used, but Inon Zur, composer of Dragon Age Origins, puts in some great work as well. It really does a good job of making the series feel fresh but familiar, which is what sequels are supposed to do. Also, there's quite a bit of great voice work here. You won't hear many repeated voices from NPCs you talk to, and celebrities such as Zachary Levi, Michael Dorn, and the Guild's Felicia Day bring in some fantastic work. A lot should be said about Levi's and Day's performances due to the fact that both actually play homosexual characters that aren't walking stereotypes. Their voice acting, combined with the great character writing of Chris Avallone, speaks well for the maturity of everyone involved in this project in not treating these great characters like walking stereotypes. So now we come to the gameplay, and I bet that you're all waiting for some long rant on my part on the bugs in this game, and for me to completely bag it out based on that one issue, right? Wrong. Not happening. Are there bugs? Yes. Can they be annoying? Yes. However, they can be fixed, and mileage always varies on bugs. Sometimes there are things that can be ironed out by installing the game on your hard drive, and other times they need to be patched. Either way, it's unfair to assume that every single bug in the game is the fault of the developer, when sometimes they can be the fault of your faulty machinery. With that said, let's talk about the new elements to this game, since gameplay is essentially an upgrade from Fallout 3. The ability to aim down the sights of your gun has been included, which is a nice touch for long-range combat. VATS can be a little unreliable at range, so it helps. On top of that, the crafting and creation mechanics have been expanded quite a bit. You can upgrade weapons, equip different kinds of ammo, make different kinds of ammo, create new healing items at campfires, and so forth. As for the new hardcore mode, it, at its core, essentially increases the difficulty of the game, and I honestly would not recommend it for a first playthrough. For those of you wondering the differences that it makes in the game, it essentially increases the focus on survival. Every trip you take needs to be carefully planned out, and you need to be supplied in the best way possible, so you've got room to grab items to sell, pick up more stim packs, and trust me, you're gonna need them. My favorite improvement in this game comes in the form of the companions, though. You can still only have one at a time, but each has a unique mission. There's more opportunities to get to know them as characters, and they give you perks when they follow you. What's even more noteworthy is the companion wheel, which allows you to adjust their tactics a lot easier. Essentially, the game is designed from the bottom up to be about survival, and it shows. Healing items are scarce and expensive, the game is much more difficult than Fallout 3, and the gameplay integrates with story and presentation seamlessly. The name of the game? Live through it. All in all, Fallout New Vegas is a great RPG. For those of you looking for something to spend hours upon hours of your time with, I say dive into this game. Though there are bug issues and some missed storyline potential here, it's still a fantastic experience. Leave it to Obsidian to make a great game that could have surpassed its predecessor, but something ends up bringing it down in the end. Kinda like Knights of the Old Republic 2. Anyway, I'm diving into my second playthrough, so let me say that I give this one a 9 out of 10 and recommend that you buy it now. See you next time, Blistered Ones.